Cinco de Mayo, the Day of the Dead. This is really interesting. So Jason was born May 5th, 1975, Cinco de Mayo, the Day of the Dead. Now, we have incidences of Mandela effects in our movie. This is one of them where I always thought Cinco de Mayo was the Day of the Dead. And I work with a girl from Mexico. My kids have both lived in Mexico. Their dad moved to Mexico. So my kids have both stayed there. I've gone to visit, talked to Mexican people. They say, no, it's Mexican Independence Day. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the Day of the Dead. Like, white people, we think Cinco de Mayo means Day of the Dead, right? It's synonymous with Day of the Dead, okay? That's his birthday. He ends up being in the story from premonitions I was having. So when the lady from Canada's Most Haunted came to the house and they put all of the cameras and things to detect the ghosts in the basement, they said there was a soldier who was fighting demons who said he won't stand down. And I hadn't met Jason yet, and we didn't think much of it. But later, when Brad and I got divorced, he was saying that I was a reptilian alien, and we just weren't getting along. Brad and I split up. I ended up meeting Jason out here in New Brunswick, but he used to live right next door to me when I was a little girl. And we used to play in the sandbox together. We used to go to Sunday school together. We were friends when we were little in Ontario. And then we meet later in life 1,000 miles away in New Brunswick. And he was divorced. I was divorced. We went to a restaurant and we found out that we were friends when we were little, and we get along. We've been together ever since. And I found out that when he sleeps at night, he was fighting with demons. And I've heard him do it twice. He's like, Satan, you don't belong here and stuff. And he's doing all this talking in his dreams, and he's like fighting in his dreams. I'm like, what is it that causes your subconscious mind to think that you're fighting with demons at night? And I was thinking about the video that I did previously about watching Typo Negative when the cabinet flew across the room. The guitar player's name was Kenny Hickey, and it's Black Number 1, and it's a medicine cabinet flies across the room. So I'm like, what could that all mean? And the fighting with demons, and what are the entities that we're dealing with? What is happening here? On the other side, like, I think that we go into a dream world, and then on the other side, we're like living our afterlife. We're dreaming. We're, working things out in our subconscious mind. There's stuff going on there. And I was trying to figure it out. And today I was like, you know what? Cinco de Mayo, the Day of the Dead. I think you're supporting us because I'm saying we're reincarnations and you're a supporting character. And what are you fighting with Satan about? And I think it's death in general. So if he's with us, and I'm like, we're reincarnated, and I think I can prove that we're back from the dead, that kind of beats death, right? And he said, yeah, like in my faith, that's one of Satan's things, is he like the Lord of Death guy, right? And I'm like, yeah, we kind of beat death. And also, if Ava is Mary, but also Sybil, in the story, it goes back 2 past lives. that she's Mary Queen of Scots, but she's also Sybil of Cumae. Sybil of Cumae was recorded to have lived for 900 years, and there's other people that have been recorded to live 800, 900 years. Now we're living like 90. Why is that? Why are we dying younger? And we also think that death just cancels everything. Like you're over, you're done, you're dead. And I'm like, I'm still working on things from my past life, and I'm working on them in this life. So like maybe Jason is like sticking up for us. And being born on the Day of the Dead is just symbolic. Like his spirit is like, I'm here for you guys. I'm here for the Day of the Dead. But we also have Mandela effects in the movie. And then his Mandela effect is, they say now Cinco de Mayo isn't the Day of the Dead anymore. And I'm like, is that the devil's work? How many people remember Cinco de Mayo being the Day of the Dead? And now they're like, nope, Mexican Independence Day. Check it. Check the internet. Like, that's weird, right? The other thing, so I say we're working on things through lifetime to lifetime to life. Like Mary's working on her karma. Catherine Medici's working on her karma. Henry, we're all working on our karma, and we do things in the next life to try to heal the past of what had happened before. We're healing, we're getting better, right? And what was I going to say? It's super important. Oh, the Mandela effect. That's not the Day of the Dead anymore. And then in the movie, I'm Hatshepsut, and they try to scrape Hatshepsut off of history. They scrape Hatshepsut's image off of the pyramids. They scratch out her name. And it's like, if I was her in the past, someone's trying to erase me from history. So is something causing Mandela effects to try to keep us down so that they keep death in place? Like something wants us to die at 90 instead of 900, and someone wants us to think that we just don't exist anymore when we die. We're just bleep out. But there's some kind of like ghosts, angels, aliens, whatever it is, or us just fighting for ourselves, saying, no, wait a minute, I remember you people. I remember we were a family before, and we're working on this. We're working on things. One of the things that we're working on, Mary was accused of killing her second husband, Lord Darnley. That's how they apprehended her and got her in jail. Lord Darnley was strangled to death outside the castle. Lord Darnley looks exactly like Jason's son. Jason's son has a scar across his neck from here to here, more proof that he's Lord Darnley. So Jason's character comes in, I'm born on the Day of the Dead, my son looks like Lord Darnley, and if we can prove that we were them, we can clear Mary Queen of Scots of the murder of Lord Darnley, because Hudson himself says, it was probably me. I probably just did it. I probably just did it myself, being getting into fights around town. Like, he proves it with his personality that he probably fought with people in the village. And that's why he was killed. Not because of Mary. Mary was complaining, saying, this guy's a pain in the ass. Like, she married him and she's like, this guy is causing disruptions. He's a pain. And because she said that, they accused her of his murder. Well, Hudson is a pain in the butt, and he does cause trouble, and he gets in fights. He's one of those guys who goes into town, gets drunk, and starts fighting people. And that was before he knew that he looked like Lord Darnley. So he kind of proved his own character, and he has a scar across his throat. and three of the main characters in my movie have a horizontal scar across their throat, and I feel like it's proving allegiance to Mary, Queen of Scots, through our scars. And I just think that Jason kind of protects all of us, and being born on the Day of the Dead is like, this is a moment in history. This is like our Day of the Dead in like Western civilization, or for like, white people, like, like not the Mexican Day of the Dead, but this is our Day of the Dead. They have reincarnation in Eastern culture. They have the Dalai Lama in Tibet. But as, just on our side of the pond, I believe that I'm proving reincarnation for us. And everybody in our circle is they're supporting characters. The supporting characters are supporting us and the story maintains its integrity despite all the Mandela effects and possibly Satan trying to keep us down. I hope that's not the case, but I mean, there's forces at play, and if we can overcome all this, it's points for humanity.